With over 400 celebrity interviews and tons of pop culture nerdiness, Too Opinionated is a safe haven for your inner geek. Find us at meistercon.com or on YouTube under MeisterCon Pod. And please subscribe. It would really help us out. Thanks, everybody. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Too Opinionated. Really excited today. I've got the creative geniuses behind Scoffer Studios with me, Brit Sellers and Diana Firefly Sellers. So welcome to both of you.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
Great.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited because I know you've got some exciting projects coming out. But before we get into all of that, tell me a little bit about what got you both interested in the entertainment business. Why did you want to start a studio of your own? Kind of give me that background story and what got you into the business.
Well, what it all started was I've worked in graphic arts all my life, and I was a graphic artist. So we started our studio with Brit and I. We came up with a story. And since we were already artists and we were already doing media of that nature, it was pretty easy to go forward and create Dagon, which is animated. It's an animated horror film, very dark, very surreal, packed with the biggest stars in Hollywood.
It's called Dagon Troll World Chronicles, and we have Tim Curry from Rocky Horror Picture Show and Doug Bradley from Hellraiser. We also have
Bryce
Papenbrook from Attack on Titan and Demon Slayer.
Jaqualin from Superman.
And that's just barely scratching the tip of the iceberg. We got tons of stars.
I guess if that's the best you can do, okay.
Well, we have Jimi Hendrix's brother, Leon Hendrix. So that's pretty freaking awesome.
That is pretty awesome. Does he play an instrument?
Yes, he just got back from a tour of Italy.
Yeah, he's letting us use some of his music in the film, which is really exciting. And we've also got an amazing indigenous lady who is doing our main title music for Dagon Troll World Chronicles, and that is Olox, run by Snow Raven. And she is so amazing. She can imitate animal calls. She has a really shamanistic type music sound. We wanted something that was so alien and different from what you're used to. For Dagon Troll World Chronicles,
it's very
soundtrack.
Powerful music. It's incredible.
It's got the throat singing. It's got animal calls. It's savage. It's sexy. It's awesome.
Kind of like us.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So like when you were both growing up, were you involved in that type of stuff in high school? Were you doing theater or were you writing? What were you up to at that point?
Well, my mom was an art teacher, and she majored in art in college. I was actually homeschooled, so I basically had her as a teacher the whole time growing up. And she said from the very start, she would take my hands and dip them in paint and encourage creative, artistic stuff.
She was like 3 months old, and I would put her fingers in paint. And we put her artwork and my other daughter's artwork in shows, and they would win top honors and everything. That's they would win overall. So they're chip off the old blockhead.
Anyway, so with Dagon, we animate the whole thing, which is why it's taking us so long, because we're so picky and we're such control freaks that whenever someone else would do it, we're like, that looks terrible, we can't use it. So basically we just do the whole thing ourselves.
There's only like 5 artists working on it.
So yeah, it's a labor of love, and it's taken us a long time to finish, but we're basically there. So we're very excited about that. And we still have room for one more major star in our film, so we're on the lookout.
We almost had Miss Christina.
Are you hinting? Because I'm available.
Well, we're just looking around. We're just seeing who can fulfill this character.
We have a really
I would advise you to look elsewhere. You don't want to.
Well, anyway, it's a female character, so I mean, we're not judging anyone, but I think we'd probably go with a female voice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
absolutely.
I was just thinking, it's based on Dahlia, the Black Dahlia, who was a very famous murder in Hollywood. So we have a character called Dahlia. And so we're kind of throwing around. We almost had Miss Christina Ritchie. We talked with her for about 3 weeks,
but she was so busy that
her
she just couldn't do
scheduling
it.
was
So
off because they've got this new series, and but we want to revisit that at some point, especially if we get more funding.
yeah,
Yeah, of course.
funding always
Well,
helps. But yeah,
yeah, let's talk a little bit about Dagon. So it's Dagon Troll World Chronicles.
Dagon
Troll World
World Chronicles. So tell me about the story. What's it about? Where did the idea come from?
Well, we kind of, both of us came up with it. I created most of the characters, and it was an idea that we came up with, and I wrote most of the story plots. It's kind of my baby, and I knew a lot of people that are like this character, but what it basically is, the tagline is, it's gangster trolls that steal a baby. And when they steal this baby, it creates a war between Earth and Goth. And that's what the movie is about. It's about a war caused by a baby. And you get to know the characters so much, so intimately. And each character has a backstory. And we have a prequel, a sequel already in the making. So this could be a series. This could be a franchise of itself. And of course, we would love to do a live action, which is kind of where we're going with this. And we would just love that. And we would still use Tim Curry's voice and renegotiate that and revisit that for live action.
Yeah. So who is Tim Curry playing?
Tim Curry is our evil demon, Necrofer. And he is like Thanos and Rocky Horror Picture Show Frankenfurter mixed together. If you can figure that out.
Character, but he's bad.
He's so evil, but he's so sexy.
He's bad and sexy. You know, everyone loves the bad boys.
Yeah,
I do.
That's true. And Tim can definitely play that.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, and he's so funny, and he comes up with these clever little things to say, which we didn't even write. He came up with them on his own and threw them into the master reel.
Originally, the character was supposed to be your stereotypical bad guy. He was just there to cause trouble for the main character. But when Tim got a hold of this I'm evil character, he turned it into some seriously hot shit. I mean, when he was reading back our lines, I mean, they're so sexy now. And he would add in these lines, like once he is killing a bunch of trolls, massacring everyone, and he's covered in blood, and he stops and he goes, ooh, yummy.
And he does these sexy little growls, and oh my god, and you're like, what? Because you're like, whoa, you know, this is hot.
Yeah, Tim still got it, and he's rocking it. So we're very proud of what he recorded at
Did
Silverman
you target
Studios.
him from the beginning, or did you just put out a casting call?
No. No one else was considered.
It was Tim
we
or
fell
nobody.
in love with him. I was watching Legend.
Yeah.
And I went, oh my god.
Yeah, she heard Darkness's laugh, and she's like, "That's it.
It's hot." I mean, I would rather have Darkness than Tom Cruise's character.
Yeah, it's funny because you've watched these movies before, and it never really enters your mind to approach these people because you're like, that's like approaching
he's
God.
A god. He's a god. He has billions of followers and fans, and a new crop of fans that have just discovered him. Everyone comes up to me that's under 30 wherever I go, and I have this like duffel bag with Tim on it, and they go, oh my god, he's so hot. Oh my god. And they're under 30, and they're like, I love him. I just found out about him. I worship the man. And this is millions of fans that are under 30.
And Tim is so picky. I mean, yeah, we have heard horror stories of how picky he is. And so we like approached him so
cautiously,
so scared. We're like, hi, Tim, can you please look at this? And he's
we
like,
love him, and it would have been heartbroken. I would have been heartbroken.
We probably would never be able to watch Rocky Horror Picture Show without bursting into tears after that. So
we both fell in love with him, and we were like, oh god. I walked around for weeks because it took us like 2 months to close the deal. I went around for weeks wearing this Tim Curry t-shirt saying, please God.
That's awesome.
Whatever God is looking down please, please, because I am just so.
But he loved the part. I mean, he just loved it from the get-go, and so it was just, how does this character feel? What is his backstory? You know, he wanted all the details. Same with Doug. I mean, we got Doug Bradley.
I love Doug.
And
it's my second biggest crush.
His character is totally different from Tim's. His character is Goer Hida, which is a forest creature, which isn't supposed to exist, but it does, because that's Doug. And he
so cool and chilling.
His reel that he recorded, he sent it to us at 2:00 in the morning, because we had been up all night long. He'd been saying, how should this character, what is his motivation?
He wanted to see the script. Very picky.
His character design. He's like, so what are my vocal cords like? Like, am I human? And I'm like, no, you're not human. He's like, okay, that's fun. And so he really got into it, and I fell asleep around 1:00 in the morning, and then my phone dinged, and it was Doug's recording coming through, because he was so excited. He just recorded it himself at his personal studio, and it was so much fun. And she was sound asleep, so right next to her ear, and he went, "Rah!" And she woke up out of a dead sleep, like screaming.
I was screaming. I was so scared. I'm like, what the hell is that? That is so scary. She goes, that's Doug's voice reel. I'm like, he did it on. I was so excited, because you never know. You know, at the last minute they might say no.
Yeah, it's always nerve-wracking. But it was great. It was such a thrill ride of it was like we were on a roller coaster. We had so much fun.
What I really like about it is that normally when you've got these kind of indie type of projects, you get that one name actor and then you've never heard of anybody else. But the whole cast, I was like, I know all of them.
Oh yeah. We've got Mark Silverman from Disney. He's a big star. Yeah. He's in everything Disney. And we've got Emily O'Brien, and she won like an Emmy Award.
She's
wonderful.
She's in Death Stranding, the video game. She's also in the Young and the Restless, so it's a lot of fun. And Bryce Papenbrook is such a sweetheart. I mean, we're still talking once in a while, and it's really great, because they kind of all keep track of what we're doing, and it's just so much fun.
Sean Cronin, and he's a film producer and actor. He was with Tom Cruise.
He plays Rasp.
In Mission Impossible, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And he's a very good actor. We've got him pitched as another villain, because of course, you know.
Yeah, basically everybody in our film, even the hero is kind of bad. So everybody's just
you know, bad boys.
Yeah.
They are hot.
Yeah. Well, so how long did it take you to flesh this script out?
We were so involved with Dagon that it's just so complicated that you can't even explain it. We're like trying to explain it to people, and they're like, I need a book here. And we're like, yeah, it's the backstory and his grandparents and the magical powers. And they're like,
well, Dagon
it's complicated.
Is sexy, and everyone falls for him, okay? And he has his needs, okay? But he's busy, you know, he's got things to do. So these girls, all these alien creatures, and everyone falls for him. He's a hitman. He's a badass. But, you know, he
kind of loves them and leaves them.
He loves them and leaves them. And his best friend loves him. And here's a little twist. There's other people that love him. His best friend's girlfriend loves Dagon. Everybody loves Dagon. Dagon's a cool customer, you know. He's got things he has to do. But when he finds this baby, and they're gonna kill it, you know, they're gonna.
He is a good guy deep down.
He has to do the right thing, you know, and that's when the trouble starts.
Yeah, whenever you start doing good stuff in a world full of
when
evil,
you're a bad guy and you suddenly flip over to the good, you got troubles.
Don't cause
you make a lot of enemies for Dagon.
But Dagon's gonna be really cool. It's gonna be like Sin City. It's gonna be like Sin City, pretty much.
Oh, and there's twists. There's twists all through it. It's not simple. So you're not going to say, well, this is going to happen or this. No, there's a twist. There's several twists, and there's little Easter eggs all through there that you make.
Well, we love our Easter eggs.
Yeah, give me a basket. Anyway.
Yeah.
So that's our first project, Dagon.
Well, it's the only concern I have with this project is it sexy enough?
Oh yeah, we got some hot stuff in there.
We have one character that I made up, and she is called Fluff.
She's very empowered, and she's also very sexual.
She's like Marilyn
This
Monroe.
doesn't sound like a Disney project.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No.
You don't want to bring your kids to watch this unless they are at least over 13.
Yeah.
I mean, it's your personal choice, but
Who's
seriously.
the female girl that Harlequin? She's like Harlequin meets Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
Oh,
Kind of
okay.
like that.
All right, that's a pretty
Only-
good description.
Okay, it's more like Jinx and Harley Quinn and Marilyn Monroe, because
She has a taste for blood.
yeah, she's kind of cannibalistic, just a little bit. So
Okay.
you know.
All right. So when can we, expect to watch this? When are we going to see it?
Probably late next year, because
Okay.
we have to find a distributor and we have to get everything together.
Well, we have to pick a distributor because we've had so many people say, "Hey,
Yeah, we don't really
we want
consider
this."
we don't consider Dagon.
It's going to be so big that we're going to have people going to Comic-Cons dressed up like these characters. It's going to be. I see franchise.
Pretty awesome.
I mean, I'm not being boastful. I see franchise. I've talked with several money people from Canada and different places, and they're like, "You've got a sequel? You got a prequel?"
We self-fund because most of the time these money guys, they want like your soul and your first
Yeah.
born child and
your movie.
your movie. Everything else, it's hopeless trying to mess
I
with
had
them.
a very
So
good friend tell me, if you can bootstrap this, Diana, then you can pick your distribution and you can go forward with this and you can actually make a lot of money.
yeah,
So
we're
I
doing
would
that.
love to do that. I would love to do that and be free to not have to be beholden to people.
Well,
But
that
that
seems like
being-
that'd be the
that
best
being
route.
said, that being said, for the sequel and the prequel, I would love to have some investment.
Yeah,
I
this has
really
been
would.
tough, pretty tough, but
Well, it's
it
pretty
was
tough.
it
And
was
you're
worth
doing all the animation yourself?
Yeah.
Yes.
Where'd you learn to do that?
Basically I taught myself. So we've had to go back and fix a lot of my mistakes, but other than that, it looks great.
But we have a lot of Disney people involved. We have people
Okay.
from Disney, and we have a lot of professional people online that we have talked to. And like, we have Dark Hoffman doing our backgrounds. Dark Hoffman is a genius, and he
Yes.
does artwork, and he does things for like Hocus Pocus and Hotel Transylvania, and he makes his own films. He's doing our backgrounds. He's doing a lot of things for us.
I
He
know
did
you've
our
got quite the
poster.
team together.
Yeah, he did our poster for Blood Brothers Life Harvest, our live action zombie film, and man, it's just gorgeous. And I got so excited that I posted the early draft on Facebook. He's like, "What are you doing? This isn't finished yet." And I'm like, "I'm sorry, Dark, I can't take it."
You know,
I had to.
other indie people say, "Well, how the hell did you get people from Disney to do your sound? And how did you get people like Dark Hoffman to do
Yeah.
the art? And how did you get all these star people like Jimi Hendrix's brother to do acting and stuff?" And we're like, "I don't know. They just came to us and we came to them and we all got to be a family. We're a family. We're all friends and we all work together on this."
Yeah, that's awesome. So let's talk a little bit about the Blood Brothers Life Harvest. So what's different about this project? And where did it come from?
Well, we're insane. So we're halfway through Dagon, and we decided, you know what? Let's do a live action now. So this kind of happened.
Why
I've been writing the book version of the film Blood Brothers Life Harvest. So it is a very intricate and emotional book, because we had some personal problems with sickness in our family, and I was in the middle of that with my mother. It was involving the two of us. I was channeling all of my emotions into writing this book. And when I basically finished it, I started talking about it online, and suddenly it just started happening, even without me deciding I was ready yet. It just started building itself. And so, when the universe starts pushing you in a direction, you might as well just go with it.
Yeah.
Because, it's meant to be if it starts doing that. So, yeah, we smelled the winds of change, and we're like, let's do this thing. So
And all these great people jumped on board, like Luke Truin from the Discovery Channel jumped on board.
Yeah, and we have basically a 90% local cast, and we cast everyone locally on Facebook in our hometown. And then we also brought in, for some spice, people from England and
My friends.
Turkey. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, Aishin Dejamel, and then Louise White, and Charlotte Jensen.
Jenner.
Or Jenner. I'm sorry. I can never remember that. But anyway, she's our corpse bride, Charlotte is. And Louise White plays a news reporter. And Aishin Dejamel, she plays a intrepid young reporter who goes down in a cave searching for zombies.
And the main film
That's
itself,
never a good idea.
No, it is not. It is a terrible idea.
That was my idea.
Well, it's a good script idea. It's not good for Daphne Albright, the news reporter, but it's great for us. But the film itself is about two young brothers called Enoch and Aaron, and they're played by Alex Hahn and Bobby Batson. They did a great job. And Enoch is bitten by a zombie while trying to save his younger brother from the zombie attack. And Aaron, who's the younger brother, gets scared after Enoch gets the zombie off him, and he abandons his brother and runs. He just doesn't even think about it. He just runs. And he leaves Enoch to fight with the zombie. And because of that, Enoch gets bitten. And when Aaron hears him scream, he's like, oh shit, I just left my brother. What did I just do? So he runs back to try and help, but it's too late. Enoch's been bitten, and there is no cure for the zombie apocalypse disease. It's called rhabdoviridae, the X strain of rhabdoviridae, and it's basically based on rabies. So it's got a 100% mortality rate in this movie.
Unless you're a variant.
Unless you're a variant, but we're not going into that because that's the sequel. Anyway.
No spoilers.
No spoilers, Mom. Okay, so anyway.
So is there something that sets your zombies apart from most zombie movies?
Yes. The film is all about emotion, and it's very real. The brotherly bond between Enoch and Aaron is unbreakable. It's based on loyalty and blood and hardship. And Enoch is the older brother. He is trying to keep his family safe. He has his girlfriend Jenny, he has his younger sister Becca, and he's got his younger brother Aaron, all depending on him. And he has to deal with this dilapidating disease that he's trying to overcome, which is just a nightmare for him. And
also there is a freedom fighter that appears in the film, and I created him.
She created all the exciting fight scenes. I created the main storylines.
He's got an all-woman. He's got an all-woman badass warrior group that goes with him, all ladies.
All right,
and they kick serious ass. And Dakota, my hero guy, he's kind of like Bruce Springsteen. He's kind of like an all-American guy with his beautiful warriors, and they kind of go around rescuing townspeople from both the zombies
and the government
who's trying to nuke everybody. They're like,
the government's like, there's so many zombies in this town, let's just kill them all.
Let's just nuke the site and be sure.
Yeah, so the overzealous government poses a very large threat
and
to
Dakota won't stand for it.
To our characters.
He gets on the networks, he gets on whatever TV stations.
This sounds awesome.
And he's like, come on, people. You want to die? We got to fight this.
And Dakota's played by Nathan Kirby. And Nathan Kirby did an amazing job. And the scream that he does in the film, we actually included in the film trailer. And that was real emotion because he had recently gone through a very difficult, traumatic situation that sort of mirrored the scene we were doing. And he found the strength to keep acting through that, and the scream that he does in the movie is very real.
He's a teacher in real life, and one of his students had just died, and he was like a pallbearer. Like the day before he had to do this scene, I don't know how I got through our scene.
Yeah, that's awful.
I didn't realize this when I'd written it. We didn't know, so I felt really bad about asking him to do this.
Because the scene is this young girl who's, going through something similar.
And so it's very traumatic.
I cried when I watched it. I mean, there was so much raw emotion. You just can't help it. You're going to cry.
Yeah, and it was really powerful, his performance. So shout out to Nathan. You did a great job.
He was amazing. I don't know how he made it through. I cried.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, how do you, it sounds like you guys are very collaborative in how you work together. But how is that when you're putting together a story? I mean, do do you battle at times, or is it pretty simple?
No.
We do battle a little bit. She's on the funny side of our film. She's dark funny, and I'm dark serious. And so when you get it together, I mean, mine is seriously dark. I get dark, and she is really funny. So we have to blend it together so it's not too dark and it's not too funny, because we don't want to end up with Maggie, and we don't want to end up with Shaun of the Dead. So we have to meet in the middle somewhere.
That's right. That's right. Well, so any special characteristics with these zombies? Are they really fast? Are they more intelligent than most zombie movies? What sets them apart?
These zombies have a slow incubation period. It is based on rabies. Like, it's not 15 seconds after you're bit, you're a zombie. That ain't happening. No, this is a long drawn out thing.
It could take 3 months.
And
you could be in separate stages. You could be in different stages.
Everyone changes at a different rate. And variants happen too, which is where the mutated strain of the virus goes crazy and comes up with all kinds of weird things. So
it's kind of like COVID. We kind of COVID changes and becomes different.
That's kind of what I was thinking when you were saying variants. I was like, oh, we've been down this road.
Yeah, it's based on, the virus itself is based on rabies. It's also based on the cordyceps fungus. It's also based on coronavirus. Nature is more scary than anything you could come up with in fiction. Yeah. And I have read, I do this. I stay up all night long before we did this film, watching people who had rabies and the characteristics of that and the torment they went through. And like, there's strange little facts that you don't even consider. Like,
some rabies victims bark.
They'll bark like a dog in Africa, or they'll have hydrophobia and aerophobia. And we have characteristics of that in the film. The zombies are not just staggering dead people. You actually feel very sorry and horrified for what's happening to them.
And you don't take into consideration most zombie films. They're like, well, they're a zombie, nuke 'em.
Yeah, just kill the zombie.
They're humans. I mean, and they could be in separate stages of being sick or not sick whatever. And they still have emotions, and people would not turn away from them and say, I hate you because you're a zombie.
And in the film, the zombies are not brainless. The zombies feel. The zombies have emotion, but they're too far gone to realize what's happening to them.
And normally you would know that people would be hiding their friends, their lovers, their children from the government because they're infected. For whatever time they could.
Yeah. Oh, you know that would be happening.
We explore that.
Yeah, and Enoch is dangerous, but he can't leave. He can't leave his family because everything around them is also dangerous.
Right.
So he's trying to walk this fine line of protection and also to keep himself from hurting or harming his own family. So it's a very conflicting, very scary
other people.
story.
They're all in this together. They're all saying, what do we do?
And then, most of the populace who are not dealing with this, like the military, they're like,
nuke it.
Problem solved.
Get rid of it.
Yeah, who cares? And Dakota's like, that's not happening. And Enoch's like, it's not happening to my family neither. And so it's like, it's a lot of fun to explore.
And also you would imagine that the people that were not infected would be trying to get out and find a sanctuary, which they've explored. But is the government going to recognize that as a sanctuary, or are they going to nuke it anyway? So there's your
it's very
quandary.
It's very complex.
They're like, we're not going to believe you.
It's got a lot of real life elements in it. And I think the realism and the levity,
it's like COVID. I mean, COVID is crazy.
It'll separate it from other zombie films, even though in the zombie film there's no huge major stars. The talent we have, they can pull it off. They did great.
That's awesome. Awesome. So did you film it there locally?
Yes. We filmed everything within a 50-mile radius of Mountain Home. So we went to caves, we went to forests and park preserves.
We went to a Star Trek
studio, and we went to abandoned 1890s villages. We went all over the place. We had a great list of locations, and Yeah, it just went great, and it seemed to make itself. And all of the camera crews bailed on me.
Yeah, we had 3 camera crews that were going to be there to help.
They all bailed.
They all bailed.
So I had my little black magic and my little microphone, and I had to film the entire thing. And I'm not a camera person. I've been doing animated films, and somehow I'm good at it.
But she's an artist. She's an artist. So she saw everything like a painting, you know?
I've been posting my screen grabs of what the film actually looks like when it's color graded and everything, and I've been posting it on Facebook just because I can't stand it. It looks awesome. And so
everyone thinks it's Marvel, or everyone thinks it's Netflix or Lionsgate. We've got people on TikTok saying, "Wow, when's that Marvel film coming out?"
Yeah, people will message me and say, "So when is this Netflix film coming out? I can't find it." And I'm like,
"It's
not Netflix."
We had like 70,000 people hit like and everything on one post.
Yeah, so we're really excited, and all of our actors are young stars in the making, and we're doing great. So we're really excited about Blood Brothers and Dagon. It's going to be awesome.
Do either of you make cameos in either project?
Oh no,
we're thinking about it.
She was thinking about it in Blood Brothers. And we even thought about drawing ourselves into Dagon.
I have inserted myself into Dagon. It's another Easter egg. I'm somewhere in Dagon. I'm just standing there smirking.
Did you put me in, or did you take me out?
You won't let me put you in.
Oh, well, then put me in.
you need to be in there. Yeah, you should totally put yourself in there.
Yeah, I keep on trying to squeeze her into these cameo appearances, and she's like, "No, I don't want to." So it's
maybe
a work in progress.
If you draw me in, yeah.
Anyway, we're working on it.
Or I could be dead body.
You're not going to be a dead body.
I said I'd be a dead body.
You're not going to be a dead body. No, you can be a news reporter.
Oh, no.
Now, both of these projects sound absolutely terrific. I'm so impressed that you're able to get all of this done basically on your own. I mean, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, we've had amazing help from all over the world, but the main backbone is us. And it's a good thing that we have a strong backbone.
Yeah.
Well,
otherwise,
thank you both.
Giant mess would collapse.
But it's very nerve-wracking, and we would love some support from our fans and from people that support All Women Studios.
We work nonstop. I mean, like we work all day long.
And we represent like 1% of the industry.
And we welcome everybody. We got LGBTQ, we got Indigenous,
multicultural.
Scoffer Studios is basically a safe haven for every creative in
if you're very talented and you're out there, we
don't care about your race, color, or creed. Just come on in. We love you.
And we love you. There's no judgment. No judgment.
If there's a character that you can fulfill, or there's a specific task you can complete, as long as you have
good attitude,
the attitude of Scoffer Studios,
you've got to be willing to love and be loved by us.
We had 1 or 2 snakes in the grass that we didn't realize were there, and it was really
Tim Curry, wasn't it?
No.
All right, so we froze up just for a second, but you were saying that you're open pretty much to working with anybody as long as they can help you and have the right attitude, which makes complete sense. Has that helped, that attitude? Has that helped you bring people onto the project?
Yeah.
Yeah, they love being part of our family because we promote everyone. We promote people constantly.
When we were making the zombie film, it was like a big barbecue. Everybody was standing around having fun, and in between makeup, we'd be like, "This scene's taking a little while longer than we anticipated, so another 3 hours for makeup people." And they're like, "That's fine. We got our barbecue. We got our zombie stuff. We got our boombox of music. We're good."
They were even dancing on the set, and we had made cookies and cupcakes for Halloween. And everyone was dancing, and
there were kids running everywhere because we had a bunch of zombie kids, so it was great.
And it was like a party. I mean, every time we would get together to film, it was like a party, and everyone loved each other, and a lot of relationships formed.
Yeah, actually, our main characters, Enoch and Jenny, they're the main love interest in the film. They're together now, and as far as I know, things are going great with them.
You guys are matchmakers.
Yeah. That's Alex Hahn and Ray Dickens. I think they're going to be a thing. So that was really exciting. So all the emotion you see between them on film, all that hot stuff, that's real. That's real emotion. So a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, thank you both for doing this. Couple little things before we wrap up. So I think we've covered everything, but any other projects that you're working on that we can kind of
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we got tons in the
I've got an audio
pipeline.
book that's star filled. We have people like Richard Ashton from Doctor Who and from Robin Hood. And we've also got Kirk Thatcher from Jim Henson Studios, and he was involved in Muppets Treasure Island with Tim Curry, and those two guys are friends. He's in my audiobook. A lot of stars in my audiobook. We have original music in there, and it's creepy. It's like Coraline. It's really creepy.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. It's going to be really great.
It's called Over the Hills and Far Away.
And it's going to be ready this spring, probably. So we're really excited about it.
Yeah, that is exciting. Okay, yeah, you'll have to come back when that one's ready to go. We'll talk.
Yeah, Steve Lee from Disney, he's doing all the sound.
He's doing a great job, and we gave him a truckload of audio bits, and we're like...
He worked on Lion King with Elton John.
Yeah.
And he's doing the audiobook.
Yeah, I'm so impressed with the connections you've made in really a pretty short amount of time. That's awesome. Yeah, really good. So once all of this comes out, I'm assuming that you'll put this up on social media. So where can we find you on social media? Where can we find, out more about Scoffer Studios if we want to?
Okay, so if you want to look up our projects or us, just Google Dagon Troll World Chronicles. We're everywhere online.
Everywhere.
YouTube, Facebook, IMDb. We're on our stars Wikipedias.
Facebook.
We're also Blood Brothers Life Harvest is on Facebook and YouTube. I'm currently building a website. We have no idea who's going to distribute it yet, but we're looking at everybody.
We've had so many people say me.
So it could end up on Netflix. It could end up on Shudder. Who knows? So we're excited.
Exciting.
And then if you want to look up our studio, we're Scoffer Studios Productions, and we're on Facebook. And
I'm Diana Firefly on Facebook.
You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can
Follow
hit like
us
on all of our projects. Just stay in touch. I'm Brit Sellers on Facebook. If you think you have what it takes to be a Scoffer Studios member, let me know. And
send your bio.
Yeah, send us your bio and headshot. We might use you later on because we got several projects coming up.
Yeah, how exciting. Well, good for you. And thank you guys for taking a little bit of time to discuss just a couple of the projects.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, hold on one. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that. So Brit Sellers and Diana Firefly Sellers of Scoffer Studios, what a couple of great projects that they have going. So definitely, if you enjoyed that, give them some support, give them some love. We love Tim Curry. Anything Tim Curry does, we're going to be right on top of that. So that's pretty exciting. That was fun. I love the fact that they're basically just doing it on their own. They're just learning how to do things. It's not easy. We've done an audio drama. It is not easy putting together a cast and directing those and having all that ready. And they're not just doing audio drama. It's animated or it's live action. Big step up with those projects. Really, really impressive. So if this is your first time watching us and you kind of like what we do, we've done about 500 of these. And we have had absolutely, I would put our guests up against any other podcast out there. I think we've had the absolute best guest list. So if you liked it and you want to support us, if you're watching, you can go to YouTube, MeisterCon Pod. Please subscribe. That would really help us out. Can't tell you how much that would help. I wish we didn't have to kind of beg for subscriptions, but we need them. So if you're inclined, please click subscribe. It's free. Gives you access to all the video content that we have. If you're listening, wherever you're listening to your podcast from, whatever platform, just subscribe. That helps us as well. And you can find all 500 of those episodes, audio and video, on our website, meistercon.com. That'll let you know if we're doing anything in studio, going on location, covering a convention, whatever we have going on. That'll be on the website, meistercon.com. So please help us out and support us. Thank you guys so much. Until next time. Bye, everybody.